brow tutorial for boys. This brow tutorial is on a boy who is on Roaccutane, so cannot have any kind of wax or chemical treatments as it would be burning on his skin. So we're going to measure up the eyebrows, starting from the inside of the nostril straight up and then off in a 45-degree angle from the outside corner of the nostril off in a 45-degree angle to where the brow finishes, and then from the nip of the nostril up in a 45-degree angle will show you the highest point. You want to do that on both sides. Then you want to come across underneath the eyebrows to make sure that you know that both of them are symmetrical. So go straight across and then go straight across the top of the eyebrows to see where they both should meet evenly, and then go straight across from either of the highest points to the highest point to match them up to get them as symmetrical as possible. Then brush all of the hairs downwards, cut off any excess hair that lies outside the body of the eyebrow, and then brush all of the hair upwards, and again trim off any of the hair that goes outside of the body of the brow. You don't want to cut into the body of the brow because you'll take too much hair away, so only the hair that goes up onto the skin outside the body of the brow. Wipe over with a wet cotton pad, and then you're going to use your little razor to shave off any of the hairs that are outside the shape of the brow that you want. So we're going to start with the middle of the eyebrows. Make sure that you stretch the skin as much as possible, and just using the eyebrow razor, just shave it up towards you and then side to side to get it as smooth as possible. Make sure you keep stretching that skin. Anybody that has been on Roaccutane or has any kind of sunburn or anything like that are going to be more susceptible to being cut and burnt, so make sure you stretch the skin as much as possible. So here we're just cleaning up above the eyebrows, so I'm not taking anything from the body of the brow, I'm just stretching the skin, and anything that's outside the body of the brow I'm going to remove with the razor, and then I'm going to go back in with it, flat tweezers, stretch the skin really tightly, grab the hair and pull it out in the direction that it grows. The more you stretch the skin, the less you're going to bruise or cut them. So more stretching, less hurt it is for your client. Brush all the hairs upwards, making sure that you have a nice shape before you move on to the second brow. Look out for any stray hairs and brush the hairs in the directions that you want them to sit. So on the second eyebrow, we're going to brush all the hairs downwards, using our scissors, just cutting any of the hair off that's outside the body of the brow, and then brush all of the hair upwards and cut off any of the excess hair that's outside the body of the brow. Keeping the scissors flat to the skin will help you from not veering off into the body of the brow, and stretching the skin as tight as you can will be more comfortable for your client and give you more preciseness with your razor or with your tweezers. So stretch as much as you can with both fingers. Maneuvering your hands around is really, really important. Making sure that you're going to be able to get rid of the hair that you don't want there anymore while stretching the skin as much as possible. Don't worry about the client. They've got their eyes closed. They can't see what you're doing, but as long as you're stretching the skin, you won't hurt them. And as long as you're moving around to get into the direction that's easy for you to work with, that's the most important thing to do. Pull the direction out in the direction that it grows. So if the hair is pointing off to the side, you pull it off to the side to get it out, to make sure that you're taking the root with the hair. Brush the hairs back up, making sure that you're getting symmetry with your brows. And now you're going to measure up again and make sure that you've got them completely symmetrical. If you want to shave at the start of the eyebrow, make sure you pull that eyebrow up towards you so you get a nice flat line across the start of the brow. Make sure you're measuring all the time to make the brows as symmetrical as possible. They're sisters, they're not twins, so they're not going to be perfectly even, but your job is to make them as symmetrical as possible. I'm Sarah Naylor, and I'm going to teach you how to nail it in the hair and beauty industry.